This program is brought to you by Barristock, Southern Cross Horse Transport, The Bird Place and City Slickers Dog Grooming Ranella. This program is brought to you by Barristock, Count Dogula's Moonee Ponds, My Pet Warehouse, Food Therapy and Dogs HQ. Welcome to another great show of All About Animals. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Jake. On today's show, I test how smart the octopus really is.
And I chat to Katie Hicks from Horsetalk TV.
Then we check out some pet sheep that never even need a haircut. And after the show, make sure you go to our Facebook and Twitter pages for cool updates.
So sit back and enjoy today's great show.
Today, I'm at Ocean World Manly checking out a very cool but very dangerous octopus. So Marina, I've heard octopuses are called a cephalopod, so what does cephalopod mean?
Cephalopod is a word meaning an animal with a head and a foot. So most of the animal is made up of the mantle cavity, which is the head part, and then it's also got 8 legs. So cephalopod family includes octopus, squid, and cuttlefish.
Okay, and what different type of octopuses are there?
There's many different types. At Ocean World we display the blue-lined octopus, which is one of the most venomous animals we have around Australian waters, and we've also got the common octopus, which grows much larger.
And I've heard that they have many hearts. How many hearts do they have?
So an octopus has 3 hearts.
3?
2 hearts are geared towards pumping that blood through to their gills, and then the 3rd heart pumps the blood around the rest of the body.
Oh, cool. What do they eat?
Octopus eat primarily mollusks and crabs, and sometimes they'll take fish as well, and they're most active at night. That's when they do most of their hunting.
Do octopuses have skeletons?
They don't have skeletons. They are soft-bodied, which allows them to hide in rocks and crevices where they can stay nice and safe from predators. So they can kind of squish their bodies into very tight rocks and little caves where they can stay nice and safe.
So I've heard that octopuses are very intelligent.
Yes, they are one of the most intelligent invertebrates that we have. They're very inquisitive, which means they're kind of curious about their environment, and they've also got, it's been researched that they've got an ability to problem solve as well.
Really?
Yeah.
And are they venomous?
Octopus do have a type of venom. The common octopus's venom is more for catching its prey and catching its food. The blue-lined octopus has a much more potent venom, which is dangerous to humans as well.
Okay, and what's another one of the defence mechanisms?
So when they're being threatened by predators, they can inflate that massive head of theirs, which is the mantle. Yep. They inflate that with water and then very quickly push water out, so they've got that jet propulsion. They squish their bodies and hide among the rocks, as we've discussed. They've got cells on their skin that allow them to blend in with their environment, not only in colour but also in texture. So they can rough their skin up a little bit to mimic rocks and stay perfectly hidden, and they use that for defence. They also use that when they're hunting their prey.
Yeah, so they're like underwater chameleons.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thanks Marina for sharing your very clever octopi with me.
No problem, it was a pleasure.
So for more information, go to oceanworld.com.au.
Today I'm going to learn about the unique Devon Rex cat breed. So Beverly, you breed Devon Rexes here. Are they hard to breed?
They're a fairly hard breed to breed. There's a lot of issues with their breeding, with health issues that are hereditary. So they are a difficult cat to breed, and you really need to know what you're doing when you breed them.
So are they a good pet to have?
They're a wonderful pet. Very, very loving and affectionate, extremely playful, and very easy to train, very dog-like. They're a very good cat for asthma and allergy sufferers because they only have down and not the normal cat hair. They have a low saliva protein count too, which also helps people who don't, not good with cats but are okay with dogs. It's normally because they're allergic to the proteins in the saliva.
And how much do they cost to buy?
From a registered breeder, you're normally looking at around $600. But that means that they'll come desexed, wormed, house-trained and raised, and vaccinated. And that's very important that all those things are done before you get your pet.
Well, thanks, Beverly. I learnt a lot about these cute cats.
That's wonderful. I'm glad that you've come to see them, and I hope you like them. Would you like to cuddle Boris?
Sure. Oh, Boris.
He's a big boy.
Yes. Sheep are becoming more popular as pets.
And taking care of them is a great project for kids. So let's go chat to Brody to find out. So Brody, the sheep is an interesting type of pet. Why would you decide to get one?
Pretty much, we wanted to get some sheep, not really for the wool, but just for a pet in general. Just looking after them, having fun. Yeah, they're a pretty cool pet.
And they look so chilled out. Do you need to do much with them?
Not really, just a bit of open lands, some food and some love, and yeah, that's pretty much all you need.
So do you have to shear them like a normal sheep?
No, their breed is a winter pole, and that's where at the end of the winter, the fur rubs off, and so you don't actually have to shear them.
That's pretty handy. And have any of them been hand-raised?
We got them when they were about a year old, but the baby here was about 2 weeks old when we got him.
So Brody, what sort of foods do they eat?
They eat grain type thing called lucerne here. This is what it looks like here. They also have sheep pellets or nuts, just grain in general as well, and wheat.
Well, I've noticed that some of them have got tails and some don't. Why is that?
This particular breed, their wool falls off naturally, so it doesn't cause any problems. But the baby, on the other hand, had some health issues when he was 2 weeks old, and so we had to dock his tail. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Brody. They look pretty happy.
Yeah, they're really cute.
Thanks, guys.
After the break, I watch a funnel web spider being milked at the Australian Reptile Park. And later in the show, I catch up with Horsetalk TV host Katie Hickson.
Welcome back to All About Animals. Now, when we injure ourselves, we can visit a physiotherapist. And I found out that animals can too. First, I met Claire and her remarkable dog called Tally, who uses wheels to help him get around. So Claire, why does Tally need the wheels?
Well, a couple of years ago, we noticed that she was having trouble using her left leg, and then since that time, she's got weaker and weaker. She had bulging discs, the vet tells us. So the legs stopped moving.
Oh, that's really sad.
Well, she's not in pain at all, so that's fantastic.
Okay.
You can see she's pretty feisty.
Yeah. So how old is she?
She's 14 next week. So she's getting on, and she's had a very active life.
And does she need to be moved throughout the day?
She likes to be what we call flipped, because I think sitting for a long time in any spot would make anyone uncomfortable. And luckily my partner works from home, so she stays at his feet all day, and he flips her whenever she goes, which is...
so she knows.
She knows, and she has her little codes.
And another great treatment is the underwater treadmill. And Christine showed me how cool this is. So Christine, how does the underwater treadmill work?
The water supports his body weight, so if he's got a sore knee, hip, back, whatever, if dogs are in pain anywhere, the warm water takes all the pressure off their sore joints. Yep. So it's pain-free exercise.
So even if they're at a walking pace, it's still good exercise?
It's about 3 times harder than walking on the ground. You can make this very fast or really slow, depending on age, size, injury.
And type of breed.
Type of breed, all that stuff, yeah.
And why would you recommend the underwater treadmill?
Many conditions. Dogs, if they've been sick or injured, hit by a car, if they're old, arthritic, it's fantastic for all of those conditions. Some dogs come in just to lose weight for exercise. Other dogs can hardly walk. If we put them in the warm water, they can actually walk in here.
Well, you've got a brilliant job helping all these animals.
I have, thank you.
Now we're going to learn how to tack up a horse before a ride. So Claire, there are so many different pieces of the tack to put on a horse. What's first?
Well, first we pop the saddle blanket on. We want to always put it on from the left side, and we want to lift it up nice and high and gently down onto her back. We want to check the other side of the saddle and the saddle blanket to make sure it's nice and straight. And you see how the saddle blanket's got a bit caught up. I'm going to straighten that out. While we're on this side, we also want to put the girth down and make sure that's not twisted. So when you do up the girth, you want to carefully reach underneath, pick up the girth, and do it to the girth straps.
Okay, so now what's next?
Next is the bridle. We have the bridle over here. So the same as the saddle, when we put the bridle on, we do it from the left side. So we pop the reins over her head. We want to undo the halter. And take that off, and that's why we pop the reins over her head, so we've got something to grab hold of her by. So we've got control of her head, and slip her nose through the cheek pieces. And then gently pop the bit into her mouth. And then slip her ears always forward underneath the headpiece. And pull the forelock out, and then we do all the straps up. And the last strap we do up is called a flash, or also it's called a Hanoverian, and that's to keep her mouth closed while we're riding her. There we go, and we're all tapped up.
She looks very pretty.
She does look pretty.
So now that we're done, should we go take her for a ride?
I think so, that sounds like a plan.
For more information, go to fouroaksfarm.com.au.
Great day it is.
Yes, it's a great day.
Do you want to hear today's joke?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, all right. This was sent in from Thomas Miles, who's 10, Tusmore Estate.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
What do you call a deer with no eyes?
No idea, Jake.
That's it. You've got it.
What's it?
You got it. You got the joke. That's it. No idea.
I don't
because
get
it doesn't have any eyes and it's a deer.
But I've got no idea.
Oh, you don't get it. See if you can make Olivia laugh. Send your animal jokes to info@allaboutanimalz.tv.
Julie from the Australian Reptile Park is going to teach me all about venom. It sounds a bit scary, so let's have a look.
So what we've got here for you today is a female funnel web spider. So they are one of the most dangerous and deadly spiders in the entire world. And the venom that they carry is called atritoxin, which is one of the worst toxins in our natural world. So to develop an antivenom for this animal, in case anyone is bitten, it's going to save their lives. So what happens is these spiders are quite defensive. They're not aggressive, they're just defensive. So we just give them a little bit of a tap, just like we're doing now. And then usually, as part of their defense, they'll even show off the venom that they've got. And they usually produce little droplets of venom on the tips of their fangs. Now what we've got here, it's called a pipette. Now it's like a little vacuum cleaner, all right? So it's not painful for the spider, but it is a little bit scary for the spider. So we have to be nice to her, as nice as we can really, because we don't want to stress her out. Now what venom is basically, like your saliva. Yeah. It's made up of proteins and enzymes. So that's why there's lots of different kinds of venoms all around the world, when you go from spiders to insects to even snakes. So with the raw venom that we collect from these animals today, it gets sent away and turned into antivenom. Alrighty, and that's going to go to the hospitals. So just in case if anyone does get bitten, then they can be saved.
So Julie, what part of the body is affected by the venom?
Well, there are different types of venoms and they attack different parts of your body. So there are some venoms that attack your blood. So they might either make the blood really, really, really thin, or they could clog the blood up, which can be bad for your arteries. Other venom can affect your nervous system, which means that there's no messages going from your brain to then tell your body to breathe, or tell your lungs to breathe, or even tell your heart to pump. Other types of venom are necrotic, which means that it eats away at live tissue. So you might even see some people who are bitten by some spiders, and they go to the doctors and they have a little sore, and the sore gets larger and larger, and that's because there's a little bit of a necrosis effect. So the venom is attacking the tissues. So you've got all different areas of the body that the venom actually affects. So depending on which animal does what, depending on what's going to happen to the victim.
Oh, okay. So what animal has the most dangerous venom?
Well, there are lots of different animals that have venom all around the world. Some of the most dangerous are actually in our waters. So box jellyfish, they reckon that their venom is actually the worst in the world. So the type of venom that can kill a human the fastest.
That's a bit scary. Thanks, Julie. Okay, so watching a deadly spider being milked was pretty scary, but this next bit was even scarier. Now Obi has no fear when he handles these tiger snakes. He's showing me how he milks their venom, which is then used to make anti-venom, just like Julie did with the spiders. First he has to catch a snake, and some of them were pretty feisty. Once he's managed to get it into a safe position, he gets it to bite into the plastic over the jar, and you can see all that venom squirting out.
Obi, that was really scary, but thanks for showing me.
Not a problem. Hope you enjoyed it.
I did.
Stay with us because after the break, I learn all there is to know about owning a German Shepherd, and then Olivia gets some awesome horse handling tips from Horsetalk TV host Katie Hickson.
Welcome back to All About Animals. I'm here at the Harndorf Farm Barn in South Australia to have a look at some of their animals. Now I love springtime not only because of the warmer weather, but mostly because of all the cute baby animals being born. Jake and I wanted to go somewhere to see lots of different babies, and I knew there'd be lots to see at Harndorf Farm Barn. This little girl is only 2 weeks old and she's loving her milk. Isn't she cute?
Goats are quite a playful breed and they like to be king of the hill. So with him jumping on my back, it's like getting a massage.
After we fed the lamb and played with the kid, we visited the baby guinea pigs. There were lots of them running around our feet. They were so tiny and really cute. Baby guinea pigs are born with hair, teeth, claws and partial eyesight, so they can move around as soon as they're born. There's usually between 1 and 6 pups in each litter, but the average is about 3.
So Joe, what do we have down here?
Oh, these are adorable baby rabbits.
Oh, they don't look like rabbits to me.
Yeah, that's because they don't have any fur yet.
Oh. So how old are they?
They're less than a week old.
And how long till they come out of their nest?
It would definitely be about 3 to 4 weeks, and they do some hopping around, but they'd still drink from their mum.
Okay.
Next was the baby chickens. They were adorable. This one was falling asleep in my hand. Chicks need to be kept on heat until they grow feathers, which is usually around 5 to 8 weeks of age. I think they like the warmth of our hands. Well, we had such a great day at Harndorf Farm Barn playing with all the animals. There's so much to see, and being able to actually hold and touch them is really cool. Yep, those babies are the reason why I love springtime. Oh yeah, and don't let the goat escape like I almost did.
I'm here to chat to Melissa, who's been breeding German Shepherds for many years, so let's find out what makes German Shepherds so unique. Hi Melissa.
Hi Jake, how are you?
I'm good. To the normal person, these German Shepherds look quite thin. How do you tell if it's a healthy weight?
That's a really good question, and as a big growing breed, we like to make sure there's not too much weight on their joints. But what I tell all my puppy buyers and all my friends how to tell a good weight is I'll demonstrate in Folly for you. Folly, come and stand. And what I do is we just run our hands down the side here over her rib cage. If you do that, you can feel a gentle bump, bump, bump of her ribs. Do you want to just try that?
Yeah, sure.
And that's what we should be looking for, that gentle bump, bump, bump. And then when we get to her waistline here, there's a gentle little dip in of her waist, and that's how we know the dog's actually in good condition. And that covers most breeds.
Okay. How much do German Shepherds cost to buy?
Normally between $1,200 to $1,500, but when you buy a German Shepherd, you should be buying from a reputable breeder, and the parents must have been x-rayed and passed, and the breeder should be able to show you proof of x-raying as well.
So are these German Shepherds related?
They are actually. The 3 of them here, the old one, Lexa, lying down, she's grandmother. She's actually Folly's mother, and Lexa's 14.5 years of age.
Really?
Really.
So that's old for a dog?
That's really old for a German Shepherd. We're quite proud that she's doing so well. Her daughter Folly here is nearly 10. And Folly's son there, Robbie Williams, so that's Lexa's grandson, he's just over 2.
Okay.
So we have 3 generations of dogs here.
Okay, and would you recommend them as a family pet? They
are a really good family pet, and maybe not for real little children in a family because they are a boisterous dog. But I mean for 10-year-olds or older children, they're really, really great because they love company, they love to be under your feet, and they're quite happy to chase the soccer ball around.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing your German Shepherds with me.
You're most welcome.
Today I'm chatting to the host and creator of Horsetalk TV. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Olivia.
I love watching Horsetalk TV. Can you tell us how it started?
I was a horse trainer. I used to break in and train horses for about 18 years, Olivia. And then my body started getting a little bit too old for doing that. I was in my 40s, you know. So I gave the horses away for a while. I went into the corporate world and I was working for magazines and newspapers and selling advertising, but I really missed the horses. But I wanted to find a way to go back and do it in a way that didn't sort of bust my body up. What about a TV show on horses? I hadn't seen a series in Australia like that for a long time. So one night I was driving home on a big freeway in Sydney called the M4. And I rang the local community TV station and I said, what about a TV show on horses? And he said, I like the idea. Go and produce me a pilot. And if we like it, we'll give you airtime for the series.
So what sort of stories do you cover?
We've done some really interesting stuff. Like last year, in 2010, there was a big Ben-Hur spectacular, a big live arena show. We went behind the scenes and found out how they trained the chariot horses.
So Katie, what's next for Horsetalk TV?
Well, Olivia, we're really excited because Series 3 is going to be also married up to an entirely new type of streaming. We'll be on TV, but we're now also married up with a company called iStream TV, and what that does, it's going to put the series directly into your smartphones.
Wow, that sounds fantastic. Now, Katie, I know you're a horse trainer. Can you show me a few tips?
I'd love to. Would you like to meet Misty?
Yeah, sure.
Let's come on then. Olivia, this is Misty. Misty's a horse rescue horse. One of the things that sometimes is difficult is picking up a horse's hoof. Some horses are very nice about picking them up, but some, you know, you go to grab them and she's being very polite, but some horses won't pick them up and you've got to drag and it hurts your back. See this dark mark here, Olivia?
Yeah.
This is called a chestnut, and what it is, it's a remnant hoof. Horses used to have 4 toes, and they're actually, that hoof there is the middle toe that they're walking on. And that's a remnant hoof. And it's full of nerve endings. So what happens is, one of the ways that we can actually make the foot pick up easier, if we come around this side, if you just watch there, Olivia, is I'm going to reach over and I'm going to squeeze that chestnut. See how she picks her foot up? It's a reflex reaction, and then once we've got the hoof, we can clean it out as normal and put it down.
For more information, go to horsetalktv.com.au.
Now it's time for me to show you some more viewers' pets. Thanks for sending them in, guys. I love looking through them all. Now let's show you 3 right now. This is 9-year-old Jai with his 5-month-old pet Labrador puppy called Choco from Golden Grove, South Australia. Choco was the runt of the litter when he was first born, but now is normal size. He's a chocolate colour with chocolate nose and beautiful green eyes. He is very well behaved and can already sit and shake hands really well. Even though his parents are both farm dogs, he is definitely a city dog now. When Jai takes him for walks, he'll sit down when he's had enough, even if they're only halfway. This is 11-year-old Charlotte from Black Forest, South Australia with her 5-year-old poodle called Max. Max is an apricot coloured poodle. He loves to sleep on Charlotte's bed where he's cosy and warm. He has a very cute Father Christmas toy that he absolutely loves to play with. Every day he waits at the gate for Charlotte to come home from school. Charlotte loves Max and thinks he is a very cute dog. This is 2-year-old Alice from Ridgehaven, South Australia with her loving British Bulldog called Zeppelin. Zeppelin is a very lovable British Bulldog who is 8 months old. He loves all of the children in the house and plays really well with them. Because he loves the family so much, he's already very protective of them all. He's very playful and lets the kids do anything to him without getting upset with them. He loves the attention. He's a very loud snorer and makes a great family pet. Weren't they all great photos? You can have your photos shown on All About Animals too. All you have to do is email 3 photos of you and your pet plus 5 interesting facts to info@allaboutanimalz.tv, and make sure you go to our website to enter our great competitions and maybe win some amazing prizes for your pet.
Join us again for our next show as Jake and I get scrubbed up for theatre to watch a dog being desexed. And then I visit Port Power player Kane Corns to chat about his footy career and adorable family. We hope you enjoyed watching another great show of All About Animals.
Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Twitter so you can keep up to date with what we're doing.
Oh, and remember to check out the great competitions on our website.
And thank you for watching All About Animals. See you next time.
This program was also brought to you by Betts Kids, Westfield Marion, Esprit Kids, Pumpkin Patch, JR's Surf and Ski, Breeder's Choice, JJ's and Bonnet Saddle World.